Hey, this clip is from the most recent Nick Simmons show. If you haven't seen it, I'll link it in the description below. But today we're talking to Kyle. Kyle has lost over 45 pounds, and he's crushing new mile personal bests. Today, I'm going to give him a little advice to get him to go sub 5 for the very first time. Let's roll that clip. All right, well, welcome to the show. You can ask me anything.
Oh man. Okay. So I guess this is a brief introduction. I am a 24-year-old grad student here, and I recently had a pretty lofty running goal that I decided to make after getting my times down to like times I'd haven't seen in a while. And I thought maybe I could definitely do it. Like, why not go for the gold? Like, you know what I mean? So, yeah. So my big goal right now is I want to try and break a 5-minute mile within the next 2 years. I'm giving myself about 2 years to do it before I turn 27.
Nice.
So, cause like I turned 25 this year, but yeah. So, yeah, that's kind of, I've given myself like a lot of time, like you said, like make your goals reasonable, attainable. So I'm like, okay, this is a good thing to do. And I recently posted like my whole journey and my goal set on Reddit. Cause I've been working on this for since August now. I was about 45 pounds heavier like 7 months ago.
Wow, losing the weight's huge. It's a huge start.
Yeah, so I was about like 220 something, and right now I'm in the 170s.
Nice.
So I'm like,
congrats.
Yeah. So, and my times have been going down too. So I've been really happy about
what's your current personal best?
in the mile. Just like maybe 5 or 6 weeks ago, I beat my old middle school time of 5:49. I ran a 5:41.
So
5:41.
Your previous best was 5:49, and now it's 5:41.
Yeah, that was.
But it's been a long time coming, huh?
Yeah, exactly, right.
Well, what I'm hearing is you want to break 5 minutes, and you are on the right path, right? So you have gone from middle schooler at 5:49, and you put on some weight, but now you are trending in the right direction. So what is your target race weight? First of all, have you established what you'd like to race at?
That's actually part of one of my I had a few questions for you. That was definitely one of them. I wasn't necessarily sure like if I should just go with like what I'm feeling comfortable with, or if I should be dropping more, because like my original goal was to go to like 175, but then I was looking at some calculators and they're saying, oh, maybe you should dip like maybe in the high 160s. So I'm like, I wasn't too sure.
I think that a lot of it, when I talk about finding ideal race weight, it's a lot of trial and error. It's a lot of feeling it out. Now, my theory on this, and I'm not a dietitian, I'm not I'm just a YouTuber who ran professionally for 12 years. I think a distance athlete should try to be as light as they can without getting so light that you start getting sick, that you start getting injured. And again, this is a lot of trial and error. When I got into my pro running career days, I kind of aspired to be lighter and leaner than I was, but every time I got under 160 pounds, I got sick. Every time I got under 160 pounds, an illness or an injury popped up. And so even though I kind of wanted to look and race at a lighter weight, I recognized that my body didn't want to do that. And now as a retired athlete, at weighing up almost 185 pounds, this is probably more my true natural weight where my body wants to be. But, there's no arguing that being lighter on your feet tends to lead to faster times. But there's going to be diminishing returns. You're going to find that at 175 you feel good, but at 170 you feel really, really good, but possibly at 165 you start to go the other way. Instead of feeling really, really, really good, you actually start to feel like you're weak or you're starting to get sick. So I would encourage you to continue to kind of work towards that lower end of the ideal range, and that's where you're going to run the fastest. But it does absolutely have diminishing returns. And to all those athletes out there that think lighter is better, that is absolutely not the case. Power is better, but you need light power, if that makes sense.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. All right, I'll just have to play around with it for a bit and see, just really monitor myself there.
Not just lean, but lean and mean. That's what you want.
I like that.
Yeah,
that's a good way to view it. So I was also wondering, because I got to where I was off of about like 17, maybe 15, 17 miles per week, and I decided to jump up kind of big, probably not so smart of me to do, but I jumped up to about like 24, 25 miles per week. When I'm building up, is it better to just build up going slow, longer miles, or because what I've been doing is I just kept my same training program where I'll do like 2 long run days, which for me is only like 7-8 miles, since I'm only I'm just training for the mile. And then like I'll have like a 4-mile hill workout, like a 5K tempo, and then like I'll do like an interval day where I go to the track and I do a couple of 4 by, or like 6 by 400s, or then some 200 intervals. And I've noticed that I've been getting those same shin splints that I got like 40 pounds heavier ago. Cause I felt like maybe I built up too quick, or I introduced like my workouts too quickly, whereas I should have just built up first. So like, what's the best like strategy there? And also like, how often would you suggest me doing a time trial to monitor my progress?
So real quick about the time trial, not more than once a month. I think, yeah. Okay. You can do certain workouts that kind of simulate it. And I have some videos on that of like, what's a good mile simulator. But
I've seen that.
But, there's this famous saying, just because you test the cow's milk more often doesn't make it better milk, right? So just because you hammer an all-out time trial, often it's going to actually impede your ability to improve, because you need to be stacking weeks of consistent training, and a proper time trial, you're going to want to actually taper into that and then go crush it. So I would suggest not testing yourself more than once a month. And for those 3 to 4 weeks in between each time trial, I would be you're nailing every single talking point. You want to be scaling it up. You want to be hitting the different energy systems. Typically, I like to build my mileage first in slow, easy mileage. So if I'm building, and you, as you mentioned, like 17 miles a week to 24 miles a week, that's a pretty big jump. If I'm building my mileage, it's just all slow, easy miles with a little bit of tempo work and some strides. And then once I've found the mileage that I want to be at, and I've established that I can hit that week in and week out, and I'm comfortable at that mileage, then I start to add the intervals. Then I start to add the hill repeats, the harder stuff. But first things first, scale your mileage and then scale the quality, if that makes sense,
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But trying to scale them at the same time is really hard, and it can lead to injury. It can lead to burnout. But so this is how I did it as a pro. And when I mention how I used to do these things as a pro, I'm not saying this is how people should do them, but I think there are valuable lessons to learn in the way that this can be done if you have unlimited time and energy and resources. But as a pro, when I'd start a season, I would start at like 15 to 20 miles a week, right? And I'm ultimately trying to build up to 60 to 70 miles a week, but I'd go from 15 to 20 to 25 to 30 to 40, and I'd work my way slowly and steadily up to 60 miles a week. But that 60 miles, when I first started hitting those first few weeks, again, easy jogging, tempo runs, some strides, but not hard intervals. And then once I had logged a week or two of that, then I start to add in the more fun stuff, the interval training, the hill repeats, the harder stuff.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you so much. Thank you.
No problem. And
helpful.
those shins, make sure you're icing those shins, right? Shin splints is an injury that we can run through if they are in fact shin splints, but you got to ice them like crazy. 3 times a day for 10 minutes at a time is what I like to do.
3 times a day, 10 minutes at a time. I will keep that in mind. Thank you.
All right, Kyle, wishing you the best of luck. Sub 5 is just around the corner, man.
All right. Thank you so much, man. You have a great day.
You too. Crush it. Hey, I want to thank today's caller. If you want to call in and be part of the next Nick Simmons show, text me at the number below. I send out a text blast before every single recording. You can call in and ask me anything. And I really want to thank my Run Gum staff for helping me produce this show. Run Gum, it's like an energy drink, and this beautiful little packet, Wintergreen, can now be found nationwide at Walmart right at the cash register. Head to your local Walmart. Check it out. Thank you, Run Gum, and thank you guys. See you next week.